All right, let's talk about Gyeongbokgung Palace. We're going to unlock all the secrets of one of Seoul's most famous spots. And listen, this isn't just going to be some boring tour. This is your insider's guide.
I mean, what if you could visit this place like a total insider? What if you knew all the secrets that most tourists just walk right past? You know, the tips that'll save you time, maybe even some money, and the stories that really make these old stones feel alive. So yeah, let's get right into it. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to show you how to sidestep all those common tourist traps, dig up the stories no one else tells you, and, maybe most importantly, eat like a real local just a few steps from the palace walls. Okay, so your insider journey? It starts right here. I'm talking before you even walk through that huge, magnificent main gate. Seriously, most people just walk right over this spot without a second thought. But you're about to find out why that's a huge mistake. So this is the Wooldae. It's this incredible royal platform that was, get this, literally buried under a road for 100 years. 100 years. It was just fully restored in 2023, so you're seeing a piece of history that was basically lost for a century. You can think of it like the king's personal stage, the place where he would actually come out and connect with his people. All right, let's get into the practical stuff. We want to make sure your visit is absolutely perfect, so here's your essential checklist. Seriously, you're going to want to pay close attention to this next part. It could make or break your trip. Okay, rule number 1. This is the big one. The palace is always closed on Tuesdays. I mean, no exceptions. You do not want to be that person who shows up all excited only to find a locked gate. So please, plan your trip for any other day of the week. All right, next up. How would you like to get in for free? Sound good? Yeah, it's totally possible, and it's actually one of the coolest ways to see the palace. But, and this is a big but, there are some very, very specific rules you gotta follow. So, this is the famous Hanbok free entry hack. Here's the deal. To get in free, you have to be wearing a complete outfit. That means you need the top part, the joguri, and the bottom part, which is either the chima skirt or the baji pants. You can't just throw a rental jacket over your jeans. That won't fly. Wear the full thing properly, and boom, you just walk right in. No ticket, no problem. Okay, so now you're inside. The big question is, day or night? Should you go during the day, or should you try to get in for that super popular, hard to get into night viewing? Let's break down the difference. Look, seeing the palace all lit up at night, it's absolutely magical. But I'm not even kidding when I say that getting tickets is a total war. Especially for foreigners, trying to book online is pretty much impossible. You're going to need a different plan of attack. Just look at that number, 300. That's it. That is the total number of tickets they sell on site for foreigners per night. For a place that gets thousands and thousands of visitors every day, yeah, your chances of just showing up and getting one are not great. So what do you do? Here's the bottom line. You really only have 2 options. Option 1, you show up at the ticket booth super early and you pray you're one of the first 300 people in line. Option 2, and this is the guaranteed way in, you wear a hanbok. That's right, the hanbok trick works at night too. You get free entry, and you don't even need a reservation. It is the ultimate life hack for night viewing, for sure. All right, so whether you go during the day or at night, the palace grounds are huge. There's a ton to see. So where should you even start? Let's map out the perfect game plan for you. Okay, here are the 3 spots you absolutely cannot miss. These are the non-negotiables. First up, Gyeongbokgung. This is the main throne hall where the coronations actually happened. Quick tip, look up at the ceiling. You'll see this incredible 7-clawed dragon, which was a symbol of the emperor himself. Next, you've got Gyeongheru. That's that gorgeous pavilion sitting on the pond. It's where they held all the huge royal parties. And last but not least, make sure you see Gyeongwonjung. It's a smaller, more peaceful pavilion where the royal family would just go to relax. Now, I gotta give you a heads up about what's inside these beautiful buildings. It's really important to manage your expectations here. If you're picturing, a European palace packed with furniture and decorations, well, you might be a little surprised. The reality is, these spaces are stunning to look at, but they're mostly empty. So you're probably wondering, okay, where's all the cool stuff? The royal crowns, the artifacts, all the treasures. Well, for that, you have to go to the National Palace Museum of Korea. And here's the best part, it's right there on the palace grounds, super close to the main entrance. You absolutely cannot miss it.
Okay, after walking around for a couple of hours, you are definitely going to be hungry. And you're in luck, because the neighborhood right next to the palace, an area called Sochon, is one of the best places to eat in all of Seoul. I've got two legendary spots for you here. First, there's Tusikcheon. People will tell you this is the best ginseng chicken soup, or samgyetang, in the entire city. Yeah, there's going to be a line, but don't worry, it moves pretty quick. Now, if you want something a little more off the beaten path, you have to try Sinanchan. This place is a real hidden gem, and it was famous for being a favorite spot for past presidents. You have to try their spicy octopus skewers. They are unbelievable. But listen, if you want a lunch experience that is totally unique and really interactive, you have got to check out the Lunchbox Cafe over at Tungin Market. Trust me, this is so much fun. Okay, so here's how it works. Step 1, you go into the market and you find this little office for the cafe. You go in, give them some cash, and they give you an empty lunch tray and a string of old-school brass coins. These coins, called yupcheon, are basically your money for this adventure. Step 2 is the fun part. You take your tray and your coins and you just start wandering through the market. You'll want to keep an eye out for food stalls that have this specific sign. That sign tells you they're part of the lunchbox deal. And here we are at the final and most delicious step. You just walk up to a stall, point at whatever looks good, pancakes, fried chicken, all kinds of different side dishes, and you hand over a couple of your brass coins. You keep doing that until your lunch tray is piled high with food. Then you just take your custom-made feast back to the cafe area, sit down, and enjoy. You know, when you spend time exploring the palace and the neighborhood around it, you start to realize something. Gyeongbokgung isn't just a bunch of old buildings. It's this incredible living story. A story of being destroyed over and over again through invasions and occupation, and then somehow being beautifully restored. From that Walday platform, you know, the one they just dug up after 100 years, to all the restored pavilions, the entire place is just this powerful symbol of resilience. So when you visit, the real question isn't just, what am I going to see? It's, what part of this incredible story am I going to discover for myself?